What's up, everyone? It's time for the latest chapter review for Strike It Rich, chapter 61. I honestly thought about making this one a short and just being like, God damn. And that would summarize my feelings about the chapter because that did not go the way that I expected it to go. Did it go that way for you? I don't know. I do like the explanation as to why this is going down, and for once, I'm a little bit on our girl down here. I'm a little bit on the Hina bandwagon because Hina is a character that I've seen many times in multiple mangas, multiple fiction, and it's not exactly my favorite archetype style of character. So I've never been on the team Hina bandwagon. It's like, I can't wait to see more of her sort of idea, right? But here, she definitely performs in this chapter to a degree that I didn't expect, and I like seeing this side of her that she's sort of like, she reminds me of in One Piece Big Mom being like, even amongst, pirates, we have rules, we have a code, and if you're crossing it, you're about to get your shit wrecked. So Hina sort of has the same idea or mentality going on here in this chapter. Suffice it to say, this chapter, while the choreography is really good, the devastation of the art style really showcasing how bloody and gory this is, my girl gets wrecked. Riku gets destroyed. She gets destroyed. And now we're setting up a precedent for a power scaling, and it's come to my belief now, after reading this chapter, that the Overseer Star, one of the, of course, Star Children, the Overseer Star, the one in charge of the prison, and the one who sent this one, says, I've made them on par with Star Children, or supposedly, like, I've made them to be able to challenge Star Children. It reminds me of, like, second generation, not coordinators, but the ones that fight coordinators in Gundam Seed Destiny and stuff. Like, they're second gen, they're not naturals, I forget the term. Anyways, they're similar to that. They use drugs and other means to, like, enhance their abilities. So in the same sense, I believe that this prison is her big lab. It's her experiment ground, right? And she's building this up. And I like this because it also tells me that while she's probably a fighter in her own right, she knows against some of them in a 1v1 she's going to lose. How many? Who knows? She might be the weakest, she might be middle of the pack, but she knows she's not the strongest. So what has she done? She's put herself in a position to build up an army to win with numbers who can rival or get to almost that level of Star Children. I like that. I like the idea that the one with the most brain power is sort of like trying to use her brain power. Be like, yeah, no, like, even if I could beat all of my sisters, I might lose this fight, or the chances I win this fight are low. So I'm going to be tactical about it. And we're getting that big insight here in this chapter. I don't know if it was theorized beforehand, but now it all makes sense. Why she stays in the prison, why she sends people out, why she's able to watch all this. It's literally for this purpose. And I'm like, alright, cool. And as I said, the fight itself, my girl gets absolutely destroyed. She gets wrecked. She is going to be on the injured list for 6 months with this shit. They nearly killed her. And I'm like, oh my god. The brutality of it was just, it was out to lunch, right? Now, the last part of the chapter, as I said, Hina performing here was when she's like, well, did she not hear the bell? I didn't hear no bell. It's like, yeah, you did. You're insane. You're crazy. It's like, oh, they think that a man's rules will stop a beast and stuff. And it's like, Now, I love that Nozomi and Ichika, they both rushed in. They were like, you're dead, bitch. We're going to take you the fuck down. And as cool of a moment as this is, I do think they could have taken her down. Like, combo attack, they would have wrecked her. She might be on par with the Star Children, but Nozomi and Ichika both in a 2v1 tag teaming, both at 100%. I don't see them. They'll take injuries, But given the level that we saw here, I don't think that there's any reason to think that they wouldn't be able to defeat her at this point. However, they don't need to, because as cool as that would be, Hina just shows up and boom, kick. Like, oh no. We play by their rules. You're out of control here, you know. And then she's like, oh, a new plaything. Boom! Into the face, like right across the face. No. I need to punish you. Oh, no, sorry. Punish is the wrong word. Manners. I need to teach you some manners. And it's just like, oh, alright. I'm not still the biggest fan of Hina, because as I said, I've seen this character. I've seen this character 1,000 times. But I will say, this was a badass, great moment for her, and I was there for it. I was like, what Ichiriku and Nozomi, they were rushing in and stuff, what's going to go down, and then boom, Hina just shows up, and the white background, once again, the thing that, in my opinion, one of the greatest mangakas, or art style anyway, of all time, Akubo of Bleach, everyone made fun of him for lacking backgrounds, but that white background, it's so clean. It makes everything look that more decisive. No matter how, like, all these decisive blows, like kidney shot, and all the blood, and all the splurt, and all the wow, and all the big lines. Yeah, that was impressive. But the most shocking, the most damaging looking move came from Hina from white background. Just kick, boom, no. You know, and I was like, whoa. You know, the white background works, ladies and gentlemen. It always has. It always will. Kubo, the master of the white background, deserves the praise. But anyways, yeah. I really like this chapter. I hated the result of the chapter, but obviously, my girl, she was way in over her head. She was way in over. This was not a match. This was a slaughter. Very unfortunate. But, you know, it is what it is. I really wish, once again, we hadn't skipped the other 3 fights, because I feel like building up to this would have made this even more impactful and better, because we feel like, all right, we just need to top this one out. And now the devastation is sort of quickly paced, I would argue. Once again, if you're going to introduce a tournament arc, don't skip the first round of matches. You know, just don't introduce the tournament arc. Start us off in the middle of a tournament. If the other matches don't matter, start us off in the middle and just say 3 months have passed, and now, you know, and tournament by tournament has gone by, you know, and stuff like that. Exhibition matches have gone by. Just do that. But here, it still had a lot of weight, a lot of impact, and I do enjoy that. So, Chapter 61, pretty, as far as, you know, the chapter itself, it's kind of awesome. It's kind of great. Like, it was a really good chapter. I hate that my girl got dog-walked, but, alright. Still, phenomenal choreography, art style, use of backgrounds, use of paneling, and length of the chapter. Everything just worked. We had multiple instances of really good, because we also move along another plot line while finishing the fight, while showcasing Hina's dominance. Like, we do multiple things on multiple layers, and that sparks, but it didn't feel oversaturated, right? So that, to me, marks a very good chapter. So 61, probably one of the best chapters of the year. I'm just going to straight up say that. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the chapter as much as I did. Like, comment, and subscribe as always, and we'll see all you people back here for Chapter 62 of Star Strike It Rich. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. Have a good one. Sayonara.